African father in America. Tujikaze, tujikaze, jikaze. Tujikaze, tujikaze, jikaze. African father in America. Tujikaze, tujikaze, jikaze.
You are listening to African Father in America podcast by Simon Javan Okello, live from Seattle, Washington, USA.
Greetings, everyone. Thank you so much for joining me for another amazing episode of the Daily African Proverbs. We are live on Clubhouse and we are also live on YouTube. My YouTube channel is Simon Javan Okello. Join me there if you have a moment. I'm so happy to be here, and as usual, when we come here for the Daily African Proverbs, every single day we bring a new African proverb from a different part of the African continent. And today we have a proverb from Malawi. I'll be sharing a few more stories about Malawi, but it's really a beautiful part of Africa. It's one of my favorite places to go. They have very, very hot pepper there. They have the beautiful Lake Malawi, and the beaches in Malawi are also really, really beautiful. But the proverb from Malawi that we are discussing today says that one head cannot carry a roof. One head cannot carry a roof. That's the proverb that is from Malawi that we are going to be discussing today. I'm just really grateful for your presence. When I was looking at this proverb, I thought about collaboration. And where this proverb comes from, Malawi, it's a place where a lot of things that you can do. For example, if you want to build a house, most people don't hire contractors. Most people don't have the ability to pay somebody else to do it for them. So you basically have to work with your family and your friends and your community to do anything that you want to do, from building your own house to growing your crops in your farm so that you can feed your family. And the same happens in very many different parts of the continent, including Kenya, where I come from. There is a huge sense of communal collaboration and cooperation, and sometimes though you find yourself in a situation where you feel like you want to do it all by yourself. You want to do everything by yourself, and this type of proverb reminds us that hey, one head cannot carry a roof. One head cannot carry a roof. You might build the structures of the house by yourself. You might build the walls and most of the house by yourself, but you cannot put the roof on top of the house by yourself. You will eventually need people, no matter how great you are. So on YouTube, I just want to invite you, if you're watching this, to share your comments and let me know what this proverb means to you. One head cannot carry a roof. It's really, really important that I hear from you all on YouTube and also on Clubhouse. I want to invite you to raise your hand so that you can join me on stage to discuss this live. This is being recorded for the African Father in America podcast, and we are live streaming it on YouTube now. So later on, you can share it with your community members. And, my goal is to work together with you all so that we can continue building an authentic, African community globally grounded on African wisdom, because the hope is that by the end of this room, every single day, we live with some African wisdom that we can, use to just make the day better, and also for us to just have confidence in dealing with our day-to-day, life. So with that, I want to quickly invite Sarah to also share with us her interpretation of today's proverb, and then I'm going to ping in people into the room. So I invite you to do the same, ping in 5 to 8 people to join us for today's conversation on Clubhouse. And if you're on YouTube, feel free to share the link and invite 1 or 2 people to join us as well. So Sarah, I want to just quickly introduce you here. Sarah is an amazing contributor to the Daily African Proverbs, and she's into development economics studies. That's what she's currently focusing on. So Sarah Hamunyela, share with us your interpretation of today's proverb, please.
The proverb actually resonates with what we have been discussing since yesterday and the day before yesterday. It tells things as a community, because as individuals we are not able to make so much difference, and it's actually
This is Simon speaking. Thank you so much, Sarah. I think it's true. This past week has been the first week that I have been doing the Daily African Proverbs after a while, and I think the theme has been around unity and collaboration, and I'm so glad that you picked on that. I was not paying attention to that, overarching theme since Monday. So I'll keep you on stage so that you can share with us, your closing comments later on towards the end of the room. I just want to welcome you all who are in the room here. My brother Brendan, it means a lot that you're here. You're one of the people I look up to on Clubhouse, and also in real life. You should, if you're in the room, make sure you follow Brendan. He's just an amazing, public speaking coach, and just someone you should all connect with. We do this room, the Daily African Proverbs, every single day, 6 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. We've done it since January. For a while, at the beginning, it used to happen at 7 a.m. and it would go for an hour. And then before that, it used to happen just for 30 minutes. So the room has grown, from something that happened just for 30 minutes. It was just me using an African proverb to, get my day started right. And, a few friends started joining, and it's grown to something that we really never expected. So I really, really appreciate your presence, and I want to hear your voices. I see that Jules is here with us. I do want to give a quick shout out to my brother Ivner Duros, who is an author. He has joined us on YouTube. Joan Onyango Obunga, who has also joined us from Nairobi on YouTube. Thank you so much for your continued support. Let's hear from Jules here with his interpretation of today's proverb. And the proverb, if you're just joining us, the proverb says, "One head cannot carry a roof." This proverb is from Malawi, and Malawi is one of the smallest countries in Africa, really, but it has Lake Malawi, which is one of the deepest freshwater lakes in the world. We'll talk a little more about that. But Jules Ekwe is an entrepreneur and PV-based renewable energy solutions. That's what he's focusing on. That's the kind of entrepreneurship he's doing, and he's encouraging renewable energy adaptation and supporting the global energy transition. Wow. Jules, thank you so much for joining us. Share with us your interpretation of today's proverb. Thanks a lot.
Hi, Simon. Thank you for having me on. The proverb, I think, is telling us to work together, I guess, as a team, and in togetherness we can achieve more and do more together. I honestly have to say that it took me a bit off guard. I didn't read too much about the proverb, but off my head, I think this is the message, because a roof signifies weight, and for us to deal with tremendous weight in simple terms, if you're by yourself, chances are it will crush you. However, if there's more of you working together to stop this or to hold it on, it's easier for each person, so that the issue or the weight is shared amongst a lot. And as it is, when problems are shared, we are able to deal with it much better than if we have to deal with it by ourselves. So I will quickly like to end here and say this is my interpretation of the proverb. Thank you.
That's wonderful. Thank you so much, Jules. I love that. It reminds me of the saying that, a problem shared is halfway solved, and work shared is easy to accomplish. My current situation is also in alignment with what you said and what today's proverb also says. In May of this year, I transitioned from working in corporate America, and now I'm doing my own creative endeavors full time and running two non-profit organizations and being a full-time father. So I had to build a team quickly because I knew that the roof was going to be heavy. So I'm still in the process of building a team. And one other thing I'm doing on the side is building this thing called One Vibe Collective, where I'm building like a community of African creatives, coders. I will be launching the page on my website very soon. But if you are interested in being a part of the community of creatives and tech people in Africa and also here in the diaspora, let me know in the DM so that once that page launches, you're amongst the first people to know. I'm just always privileged to be a part of the Daily African Proverbs and to just engage with this village every day. It's really something that I enjoy, and I hope you're enjoying it too. Remember, we are also live tweeting. My Twitter handle is at Okelo Javan. So join us on Twitter. The hashtag is Daily African Proverbs, and feel free to take clips of our conversation today. I think Clubhouse has made it easy for you to take nuggets of wisdom that are being shared here. Just remember to use the hashtag Daily African Proverbs so that we can track, what you share, and also, continue building this beautiful community. Again, the proverb is one head cannot carry a roof, and it's from Malawi. And now we want to hear from my brother Ivnia Durosu, who is an author. He's from Haiti originally. He lives here in the US. He's the author of Alike Regardless, and I've had the privilege of interviewing him and sharing space with him on many, many occasions. Ivnia, share with us your interpretation of today's proverb. Thank you very much.
Good morning, family. It's such a pleasure to be here with you on this special day. Thank you, Brother Simon, and thank you for always continuing to help us gain more wisdom from our ancestors every day. We appreciate you. My interpretation of today's proverb, I see two things, is individualism and collectivism. And collectivism will win because when we put our heads together, we can achieve more, we can do more. And when we look at the things going on in our world, we always tend to blame others. We always tend to blame the government. We blame the school system. We blame the corporations. But I believe if each and every one of us, we look at individual responsibility, we look at our own social responsibility, how we interact with each other, how we interact with society, we will come to the conclusion that in order for us to make this world, make our communities better, it requires all of us to do that. All of us to work together because one head alone cannot carry the roof. One head alone cannot solve the problems we have in our world. One head alone cannot fix the mess we are in this planet. If we look at any issues that we have in our world, race relations and socioeconomic issues, it requires all of us to work together. And I say that all the time. Each of us need to look at ourselves as superheroes on a mission to change the world. It is individually we think and we put in our minds that we have to change, we have to make a change. And because all of us will think that way, will think in that manner, that's the collective action that's going to come after that. Because one head alone cannot carry the problems, cannot carry the roof, the mountains of problem we have in our world, in our society. With that said, I yield the mic to you, Brother Simon.
Wow, thank you so much, my brother Ivner. I really appreciate your words of wisdom, and I loved how you shared with us that each of us need to look at ourselves as superheroes on a mission to change the world, because it's true that each one of us has that responsibility of doing something every day that makes the world a better place. In our corners in the world, wherever we are, there's something little that we can do to make the world a better place. I want to welcome you all to the Daily African Proverbs. We do this every single day, 6 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, 4 p.m. East African Time. Thank you for joining us from all across the world. We are here in order for us to make our ancestors proud and to make them smile, because we are discussing proverbs that they used to discuss when they were still around. And our hope is to continue sharing, discussing, and documenting it so that our kids can also learn from these conversations. Today's proverb is from Malawi, and it says, "One head cannot carry a roof." Thank you so much, Ivner. Raphael, my brother, share with us your thoughts on this. For those who are meeting Raphael Hari for the first time, he's a stay-at-home dad. He's a podcaster and host of the White Label American podcast. And he's one of the people who are just naturally hilarious. He'll make you laugh even when you are supposed to be crying. The mic is yours, Raphael.
Greetings, my brother Simon, and greetings to everybody. Today, proverb, the first question is a roof supposed to be on a man's or woman's head, or however we identify? Is a roof even supposed to be on your head? Yesterday was the 10th year anniversary of the death of someone who a lot of us love to glorify, Muammar Gaddafi. And as a man who sponsored a lot of terrorism that is still affecting multiple African countries to this day. And when he died, there were some similarities to the movie Alexander, that was supposed to be about Alexander the Great. In that, when Alexander died in that movie by Oliver Stone, the director Oliver Stone, Alexander is in his deathbed, and you see all his closest generals and governors, including his best friend. They're asking him, "Who's your successor? Who's your successor? Who's your successor?" There was no instrument of uh, succession in place. He was a great leader, right? He was, depending on who you ask. Because if you ask the people Alexander conquered, I'm pretty sure they will have something different to say. Gaddafi fell into that category of many sub-Saharan Africans love to praise this man. They love to say this guy was one of Africa's great because he gave great speeches. That guy's speeches were like fantastic, great orator. Well, we don't talk about the racism he did in his own country to black Libyans. We don't talk about the women he raped. We don't talk about the people he killed. Why should we worry about that? We don't talk about all the armed groups he was just loading money at. And then when it came time for the collapse, where were the institutions of government that you created? Well, how were you supposed to, what was supposed to happen if you were incapacitated for 10 days? Well, he was carrying the roof on his head all this time. It was going to be me. I can do it all. I'm Superman. I'm the ultimate. I'm the superhero. So why do I need anything? Why do I need anybody? I can do it all. You're all about me. I was in the 90s. Gaddafi came to Kano in Nigeria, and that guy shut down the whole Nigeria. He shut down Nigeria. That's how powerful he was. He shut down that country when he came with his over almost 10,000 security details, almost 2,000 women in uniform. And you see how this guy is operating. And people are like, this an African leader, this type of leader Africa needs. And you're like, something is definitely going on there. Is this the type of leader that you need? The moment there's a challenge to the system and people revolt against you, some people blame Obama, some blame France, some blames, nobody blames Saudi Arabia, obviously, nobody blames Qatar, but we blame every other person. And you don't ask the question, why don't you have a situation where if you have enemies everywhere, you take a bullet today, who was supposed to step in and replace you? It's like Killmonger. There will be nobody after me. So if I'm gone, everything dies with me. So how many of you live your life like that? How many of us live our lives like that? That it's all about me. I started this company. So if my name is on the door of the company or it's on the sign post of the company, so if I'm not here tomorrow, the company must die. Meanwhile, you see some companies that have been around for 300 years, Shell, the oil company that has destroyed a lot of African communities. The guy started by selling shells, actually. He was selling shells, and then his son was the one who took it into oil. But there was an instrument of laying an institution to lay the succession of leadership, that if I'm not here, someone else can carry the name and move forward. And today, many black Africans are working for Shell. All Africans are working for Shell. We all want our government are begging Shell, come here, and we won't even tax you. Come into our community. But we don't even think about all these things. Like how does it even work? Because we want to die in power. We want to be there and I will just die. I will drink power. Drink. Your constitution says you should rule for 2 years. You should rule for 2 terms. You come in there, I'm a man of the people, I'm gonna be, because women hardly do it. I don't know why women don't want to do it, but it's only men that do it in Africa. So you come in there, I'm gonna be the man of the people, I'm come from opposition. Then as soon as you get in there, I was getting close to my second term. You know what? We should change the constitution and make it 3 terms, or maybe I should rule for life. That means you're the only guy who should carry the roof on your head. Roofs were not designed to be on a human being's head. It wasn't. So maybe we should all start thinking about that. Why is it so? Why are you supporting somebody who wants to be there and die in office? Why is one who wants to? Why are you making a case for that kind of person? Why are you making a case for someone who doesn't know when to get out of the way? Why is it always if your excuse is they're an elder? Okay, well that's you know why. We all know why, but that's all I would say. That's why I would end it. And after today, I will be taking a break from the room for a while, and I'll let you know in the back channel, Brother Simon. But thank you for giving me this platform. I appreciate you all. I'm out.
Thank you so much, Brother Raphael, for sharing with us your words of wisdom, and also, bringing the story of Gaddafi into play. That was a very vivid way to help us understand your interpretation of today's proverb. Now, I want to encourage everyone on stage to just be brief in order for us to hear from everyone. The way that I love running this room is to create space for us to hear, as many voices as we can. In 6 minutes, I will be turning off hand raising. So this is a perfect time for you to join us on stage if you'd like to share your interpretation of today's proverb. And the proverb is from Malawi. Malawi is in Southern Africa. And the proverb says, one head cannot carry a roof. One head cannot carry a roof. Think about what it means to you. If you're watching this on YouTube, please leave your comment there, and remember to subscribe to my YouTube channel. Simon Javan Okelo is the name of my YouTube channel. Remember to like this video, and also remember to just share it if you feel moved by today's conversation. I'm really grateful to be here, and I want to share an interpretation that has been sent to me by Joanne, who has joined us on YouTube. And Joanne says that in Kiswahili, this proverb is very similar to the one that says kidole kimoja hakivunji chawa. Kidole kimoja hakivunji chawa. And that's Kiswahili. And what it means is that one finger cannot kill or crush a bedbug. For those who have lived in I think everywhere there is at some point where we always have situations that we have to deal with bed bugs, and we all know that if you only had one finger, you would not deal with them successfully. So that's what we are being taught here, through Joanne's interpretation. But now I want to go all the way to Thomas. Thomas, share with us briefly your interpretation of today's proverb, and then we'll move on to Brittany. Thank you all for being patient and for joining us for an amazing daily African proverb session. Please remember to ping in 1 or 2 people to join us for this important conversation, and also remember to follow the African Father in America Club. I'm just grateful that you're all here. Thomas, the mic is yours.
Thank you, Simon. Good morning, everyone. Good afternoon, wherever you're at, or good evening. My interpretation of the proverb, I would use one word, community. The reason I say that is because my parents are Eritreans, but they were refugees in Ethiopia back in way back before Eritrea got her independence. So I was born as a refugee also. And one of the things that they did was they collaborated as a community. All the Eritrean refugees that lived in Ethiopia at that time, they worked together. So they succeeded in as a community, and they failed as a community, whether that was preparing for a wedding for one of their daughters or sons, or building a business, or a funeral, or even raising a child. And actually, I connect this proverb to another proverb. It takes a village to raise a child. So one head cannot carry a roof, as I believe it's similar to that. And so my interpretation would be community. And so you win as a community and you lose as a community. Thanks for having me on stage, Simon. I'm done talking. I yield the mic. Thank you.
Thomas, thank you so much. I just love everything you said, and particularly, it takes a village to raise a child is really a powerful way to summarize this. And also, there's one other thing you just said here, that it takes a village to raise a child, and also you win as a community and you lose as a community. And that reminded me of so many stories in regards to yesterday was Kenya's Mashujaa Day. A lot of heroes were being celebrated in Kenya, and I want to talk a little bit more about that towards the end of the conversation. Thank you, Thomas. And hey, Colleen, thank you for joining us for the Daily African Proverbs. I'm grateful that you're here. I see that you're a solopreneur. Share with us briefly your interpretation of this Malawian proverb. It says, one head cannot carry a roof. Thanks a lot.
Good morning. Thank you for allowing me to speak. I'm just starting to become more familiar with more African proverbs. And so this one, just like my brother said before me, it really rings out as more of community, but maybe even global community. In my interpretation, that maybe there's not something I can do specifically in a country to help out, or in another village or another state, but maybe there's something that I can do on my end, whether that's helping fund something, giving of, financially supporting. And so that would be kind of my way, because there's so many things that I want to be involved in, but I cannot, be in all places at one time, as I'm as I'm one person. But if I can do something to raise money or be part of a nonprofit to where I can strengthen another continent, another country, another village, and my brothers and sisters globally, then I feel like that is doing the best I can in my part. So that kind of is more of a global community, what really stands out to me. And so I'm so glad to be here. Thank you for allowing me to speak, and I yield the mic.
Yeah, thank you so much. I'm grateful that you're here, and I agree. Sometime, you can be a part of the roof by just reaching out and helping and doing what you're describing. So thank you so much for being here, and I hope to see you more often. I'm grateful for your presence. Now we want to hear from Dr. Wanda, who is an amazing contributor to the Daily African Proverbs. Dr. Wanda, briefly share with us your interpretation of today's proverb from Malawi. The proverb says, "One head cannot carry a roof." Thank you so much.
Good morning. Yeah, this is such a rich proverb. As soon as I heard it, I just kept thinking of so many other proverbs. And the one head cannot carry a roof. Just kind of it turns on its head the American cocky proverbs, the myth of the self-made man, as if somebody became successful, they have a big company and they did it all by themselves. They pulled themselves up by their bootstraps. That's a myth. In fact, really, I'll just call it a lie because it's just not true. There is nothing really of worth that a person can do by themselves. Trouble is easy. You can get in trouble all by yourself and you can do it very quickly. But to do something good, to do something great, do something positive, you're not going to be able to do it by yourself. You're going to need help all along the way. And that's pretty much my interpretation. And I'm closing the mic. I'm complete.
I love that. I love how profound what you had to share with us was, but also how short and sweet it was. So thank you really for sharing with us that there's nothing of worth that a person can do by themselves. That's solid, and I really appreciate it. I want to hear from Bibi. Bibi, I haven't heard from you in a long time. I hope you and the family are doing great. We started, the Daily African Proverbs this Monday. For everybody, for the sake of everybody in the room, I took a long break, about 3 weeks of not doing the Daily African Proverbs. I was traveling to Kenya. I was in Kenya for those 3 weeks. And when I came back, I took another 1 week off just to prepare and share some of the proverbs I collected while I was there. I also took a lot of videos with elders and community members who shared with me many proverbs in their native languages that I will be sharing with you in the course of the coming weeks. So you have to subscribe to my YouTube channel if you want to catch some of this wonderful content. And also, if you want to catch the replay of today's conversation, we are live streaming it on YouTube, and you can also catch it as an episode in the African Father in America podcast. An hour after this conversation, it will be available there for you. Bibi is a wonderful leader. She says that she chooses pain over numbness any day. Share with us your interpretation of this proverb, Bibi.
Thank you, Simon. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are. And welcome back, Simon, by the way. And I'm glad to be back in here. It's a great proverb today, actually. Well, they're all great, but this one here, I'll take it as a parental guide for me and everyone else out there that's a parent. And to truly raise a wonderful human, it doesn't take only one head. And by that, I mean, like, it's not just up to the parents to instill wonderful and amazing ideas into a child's life. That includes teachers and pretty much everyone that they meet out there. So my take is it's not only going to be the parents that will instill greatness in a kid's mind. So that's my interpretation. Thank you so much.
Wow, thank you so much. That's so similar to it takes a village to raise a child, which was shared a little bit earlier by Thomas. So I can see the theme of community continuing to thrive in our conversation. Hi Marlene, it's been a minute. I hope you're doing well. I would love for you to share with us your interpretation of today's proverb. For everyone who is just joining us, this is the Daily African Proverbs. We do this every single day, 6 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, and we are in the African Father in America Club. Please remember to follow the club, and if you already follow the club, invite one or two other people to also follow the club, so that every day when we have the Daily African Proverbs, you and your community can be amongst the first people to catch it. I also urge you to leave your comments on YouTube. If you're watching this on YouTube, share with us what today's proverb means to you. The proverb we are discussing from Malawi says, "One head cannot carry a roof." Thank you so much. Marlene, the mic is yours.
Oh, brother, thank you so much. Thank you. So I missed you too. There's a regular commitment that I have now at 6 a.m. that is important for my well-being. So I'm sorry for myself that I can't be in two places at once. And I also noticed that that on Instagram the proverbs are not there. I would like to contribute, like with my comments, even if I can't be in this room at 6 a.m. every morning. So if it won't be on Instagram, then I'm going to go to YouTube so I can leave the
Hi
comments
Marlene.
there.
My Instagram account was hacked on the 12th of this month, so I have no control over it. But I'm communicating constantly with Instagram and Facebook to take it back. So I urge you to go to YouTube if you want to help. I'm trying to put more energy there. And also just connect. There are many ways that you could help. We are literally building a community of people that can help me make these daily African proverbs continue to grow. So this proverb speaks to the situation of the daily African proverbs and my situation. So I'll let you carry on. But that's the what's going on. That's why it's not on Instagram.
Stepping in. Yeah, thank you for stepping in and telling me that, brother. And I am sorry that happened for all of us. And I'll connect on YouTube. Ivaner, thank you so much for your book. You gifted it to some of us that accepted it a few weeks ago. And as you know, I did listen to it, and I really have deep appreciation for you. I'll try to make this short, but my share short, but it's just I miss you guys. So Ivaner's book, for everybody that doesn't know, is called Alike Regardless. And there was so much that I took from it. It was just a very, very beautiful book that taught me things that I didn't already know, even from reading books from the diaspora, the African diaspora. So a couple of things that stood out to me were when I read the news makes us feel like the sun doesn't shine and the sky isn't blue. I don't watch the news anymore, but it's like that's why it spoke to me so much. A problem well stated is half solved. So those are a couple things I remember from your book, Ivaner. Thank you so much. I have so much gratitude for you writing that book. So the videos from Africa that you posted, Simon, I loved seeing those. So thank you for posting that from your time there. And so as far as the proverb for today, definitely a couple of things like that, Sister Dr. Wanda, that you mentioned, and Simon, that it takes a village to raise a child. Yes, I totally agree. Yesterday and today I volunteered at, and today I will volunteer at my son's book fair at school. And it's like, you just see so many kids, and it made me so happy, like so joyful, and it takes a village for all of us. It's just with a smile, with a caring, gesture, for our children. We all raise them together. So that's something I think I want to do when I grow up. Is work with the special ed children and the children in the elementary school. So also what came to mind just automatically to me when I heard it was something along the lines of, nobody can say that they can do everything by themselves. Everything that I am was brought about because of my family bringing me up, and my siblings and my parents and my my school. I can't really say friends. I never had a lot of those, but now I do have a lot. But anyway, just the people around me that I know loved me and cared about me. If I do something huge, I'm going to give credit to not only myself, because myself first and my higher power, but then my family, and then my current, spirit guides and friends such as, Simon and Ivan or Raphael, because my clubhouse community definitely has a part to do with it. And I know Roger is here almost every time I'm in this particular room. So that's what I wanted to share. I appreciate you letting me speak, and I love you. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Marlene. I'm grateful for your share, and I want to hear from Jay as well. I just want to welcome everyone who is just joining us for the Daily African Proverbs for the first time. We do this every single day, 6 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. Jay is an amazing contributor of the Daily African Proverbs, and we both live in Seattle, Washington. Jay is a playwright, a poet, spoken word artist, pretend singer, a musician, and she wants you to go to YouTube to check out Madaraka Festival 2021. Her performance was amazing. She did a poem that really moved all of us. Jay, share with us your interpretation of this proverb from Malawi. The proverb says, "One head cannot carry a roof." Thank you so much.
Thank you, as always, dear brother Simon. And Dr. Wanda pretty much hit that nail on the head for me. The first thing that came to mind was, our arms are too short to box with God. Thinking about a small head and our short arms, and that our heads don't contain all the wisdom and knowledge that we need, and the guidance and the directions for some of the huge things that we need to deal with in life, that can be problematic for us and too weighty for us. And we don't have this, our head does not have the size of the knowledge and the wisdom needed to deal with a major situation. And as Dr. One has already alluded to, and many of our speakers, you're going to need someone else to help you and guide you through that situation, and you won't be able to go through it alone. And you need the support, and you need the encouragement, and you need the help, and you need the assistance, because your head is too small to deal with the weight of the issue. Your thoughts are not my thoughts. Our arms are too short to box with God. This is Jane, and finished speaking. Thank you.
Wow, thank you so much, Jay. I'm grateful. I'm grateful for your share and for your words of wisdom. I want to welcome Daryl Mary, who is a singer, creative, and visual artist, to the Daily African Proverbs. I'm just so excited that you are able to join us on stage today. I actually gave you a follow. Now, I want to quickly, before I pass the mic to Daryl Mary, I'm on YouTube as well. My channel is Simon Javan Okelo. You can join me there if you have a moment. But Raphael Hari, who was in the room here, he's still in the room, is sharing a few things there that we really need to also consider in our thoughts. That, while this proverb is talking about one head cannot carry a roof, and is reminding us that our communities are important, and we need to build a good community even for raising our kids. We also have terrible things that happen in our communities and that are caused by people that we know. And so we need to heighten our awareness and know and question ourselves, what kind of community do we want to build, what kind of community do we want to be a part of, and what kind of community do we want to leave behind for our children, you know. So that's really important for you to think about. Daryl, share with us your thoughts about today's proverb from Malawi. Thank you so much for being here with us.
Hello, everyone. My name is Darlene. This is my first time in the Daily African Proverbs group. What I got from the proverb today, one head cannot carry a roof. I broke it down as far as what one head means, and to me, it means to be stubborn, self-reliant, headstrong, single-minded, and the roof is the community, the creativity, the connection with different backgrounds, where you can learn and where you can grow, where you can learn something new, and also sovereignty for the greater good. So when we come together, we hold power, love, wisdom, and support. So with all of those things together, I believe that that's the foundation, that's the root. And that's my take on one head cannot carry a roof.
Wow, thank you so much. This is Simon speaking. I'm grateful and I'm hopeful that you'll be able to join us again. You know, this is your community as well. Now we want to hear from Lexi Malone, and Lexi is also another amazing contributor to the Daily African Proverbs. If you're meeting Lexi for the first time, she's a voiceover artist by choice, and people love her voice. She is also, you know, a dress for less guru and the goddess of unity and queen of forgiveness, and also a lady with a sunshine smile. Please make sure you connect with Lexi. Share with us your interpretation for today's proverb, Lexi. The proverb says, one head cannot carry a roof. Thank you so much.
Yes, good morning, all. I'm so happy to be here as always. I just love this space. So, my interpretation, one head cannot carry a roof, is that we need each other in order to build a house, right? So, that's you're saying one person can't build a house, it can't carry a roof. You can't do things alone. We need unity to do things. So as you know, I just am all about uniting. So that's basically what I got from it, is that you have to have unity to do anything in life, even have your own personal successes and things like that. It's going to be people that come into your life that see something in you that you may not have seen. So that all plays into carrying a roof and not as one. So everything we do in life, we have some type of partnership with. Even coming into the world, we partnered with our mother and father in order to get here. So we know we can't carry no roof by ourselves because we had to have someone help us even get here. And that carries on throughout the rest of our lives. Just like right now, I need every last one of y'all in this room because I needed everybody's perspective, and I appreciate everybody's perspective. Thank you all. You guys know I love you. Thank you. I'm Lexi, and I'm out.
Well, thank you, Lexi, for making the time to join us again today. And I really, really appreciate, you know, your perspective, that even from birth, we always collaborated with someone, from collaborating with our mom, our mothers, to collaborating, you know, with our parents, in order for us to even be nurtured into who we are as adults now. Somebody had to, you know, collaborate with us, and we had to be willing to work with them. That's so present for me as a father of 3 girls. It's a life of negotiation. I'll leave it there. This has been a really, really amazing room. We have exactly 10 minutes before we wrap up, and I really, really want to encourage you, if you're watching this on YouTube, I want to thank you really for, you know, all the views over the last few weeks, and all the love and support. Even though I don't share the memes for the proverbs on my Instagram account anymore, maybe by even today or tomorrow or the day after tomorrow, I'll be able to do it again. I want to encourage you to follow me on Twitter at Okelo Javan. I share the memes there consistently, and I'm also on LinkedIn. I use just my full name, Simon Javan Okelo, and that's also my YouTube channel. Connect with me, share with me your ideas. I'm also looking for guests to host during these Daily African Proverbs. I've had my brother Ivnea as a guest. It was wonderful. I've had Raphael as a guest. It was amazing. I want to have more sisters as well as guests on the YouTube side of this conversation. So let me know, because one head cannot carry a roof. Now, before we wrap up, I just want to take 3 closing remarks from those who are on stage. So tap your mic, and the first 3 mic taps are the people who are going to give us, their closing remarks. Actually, I have a suggestion. I want to see if those who are in the audience could please just raise your hand. I'm going to turn on hand raising, and maybe we could give you all an opportunity to do your closing remarks if you want, and then we'll pass it to those who are on stage, because we haven't heard your voices. So hand raising is open just for 2 minutes, and I want to see who wants to share their closing remarks, especially those who have been in the room the whole time. And I'm going to turn it off and give it to those who are on stage if I don't hear anything from you. So feel free to raise your hand. Okay, I'll turn it off and just give it to those who are on stage. Just tap your mic if you want to share your closing remarks. Okay, so that means that it's a good time for us to end early. It's always a nice thing to end the Daily African Proverbs early, but really and truly, one head cannot carry a roof. And this being from Malawi, I probably need to just share a little story about Malawi. I used to drive from my hometown of Kisumu all the way to Malawi, to Mangochi. Mangochi is a town in southern Malawi, and I was involved with building the second largest hatchery in Malawi, fish farming, like a place for breeding baby fish. Lake Malawi had been overfished, so we were helping with the breeding process to increase the population in Lake Malawi. So besides doing that work, I was also involved with Malawi Children's Village, helping to build some classes there, and just creating a partnership between the people who are running that organization and the people who are running Young Generation Center in Kenya. And I really enjoyed the food, the people. I made connections, especially with artists there that I still connect with until now. There's an artist you should actually follow. His name is Faith Musa. He's really, really an amazing artist from Malawi. With that, I just want to say thank you again. See you tomorrow, 6 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. That's 4 p.m. East African Time here on Clubhouse and also on YouTube. I'm really, really grateful for your continued love and support. Peace and love.
African father in America. Tujikaze, tujikaze, jikaze. Tujikaze, tujikaze, jikaze. African father in America. Tujikaze, tujikaze, jikaze.
You are listening to African Father in America.